Tarot is for fun and entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimer in the description box. Timestamps included for your convenience. See you in the video. Well, good afternoon, my beautiful, beautiful stars. It is now the afternoon of the 17th of June 2026. It is just before 5 o'clock. I never do a reading this late in the afternoon, but I had a little bit of time and I thought, let me just quickly grab the cards and do this reading. I will check it tomorrow just to make sure that the reading is right when I edit it and everything else, and if there's been any changes in the energies. But I just saw something very, very quickly, just in passing, that apparently an announcement has been made by the Sussex PR team that the whole family will be coming to the UK in a month's time for Invictus, for Invictus. So let us have a look and see what the cards have got to tell us. I have got my opinion about it. I have got my thoughts about it, but I will tell you about that after. I'm not going to tell you right now what I'm thinking. Let's see what the cards say, and then I will tell you. I don't want to give my energy off into the cards. And please excuse my war wound there again. I was doing dishes this morning, and I didn't see my butcher knife in the sink, and I nicked myself. But in any case, and plasters just don't want to stick. I don't know if it is me. I have now gone through every brand of plasters, and they just do not stick like they used to. I have found one brand there in New Zealand, and it is called Bandage, and that is better than Elastoplast and Band-Aid, all those ones. But still, it just sometimes just don't want to stick on my hands, especially sort of on the folds and stuff. I don't know. I'm just giving up. I've even used Kitty's plasters at one point in time, and look there, a big burden. They're going to be a big burden. They're already a big burden. Oh, look what's underneath. Two of Cups. They are most probably gaslighting us. And why am I saying... Let me wait until the end. I'm not going to tell you right now. There's a reason why cups have come out. I'm not going to tell the cards. Okay, there we go. I don't ever want people to say that I am biased when I do a reading, etc., etc., and I go on what the energy say in the cards, and that's why I don't normally do a prediction before I start reading. I don't give spoilers, let's put it that way. Okay, cards, what can you tell us about this whole scenario? My word. Okay, there she is. Nine of Swords, Knight of Cups. There's the press release. There's the stuff that's come out. World is upside down. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I don't really have to explain the Queen of Wands here, because That is the erratics, the nasty, the narcissist. You all know that's Meghan. Nine of Swords. She is extremely worried. She's extremely worried. But I think there's also other worries concerning this whole thing, if there's any truth to it. Here is the Knight of Cups. Here's the offer. Here is what is being presented to the world. And note what is going to come out in the media. Note what's going to come out in the media. And the media, it's going to come out with all the hunnabaloos, and they're going to run to the normal people. But note, they made the announcement. Watch my words. Meghan and Harry made the announcement for a reason. I'll get there. Let's continue reading. Six of Swords. Are they in trouble? I think this is a last-ditch effort. What was underlying? The Two of Cups in reverse. Lovers in reverse. They're not in agreement about this whole thing. Oh, Ace of Cups. Lots and lots of snot and trana. Oh, God. But it's not just snot and trana for them. I think when this news hits, it is going to be snot and trana for a lot of people. But don't despair. Don't despair. I will give you my take on this as well at the end. King of Cups. There's the father. He's not happy about it. The king is not happy about this. But okay. But I'll get to the Ace of Swords now. King of Cups. I'm going to walk this back. I just want to pull some more cards here and see where we go. Seven of Pentacles. Month 7. Are they going to be there? Five of Cups. I don't know why I pulled it. I normally do underlying, but let's have a look. There must have been a reason for it. Let me just do this, my dear friends. Sorry, I've just got a little frog in my throat here. Meghan has got endless worries, and they are in massive trouble. Their relationship is in trouble as well, and they are on their last legs with a lot of things. My other readings sort of intimated into this. Even though this is a completely different reading with a different question, we're getting the similar cards popping out. There's the offer, but with the Lovers in reverse. That wedding, that marriage, I don't... Are we going to be back at yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and at the end of the day she doesn't show up? Like there's lots and lots of tears. People are going to be very upset with this announcement. But have you guys noticed something? Have you noticed anything on the table? Absolutely no pages on the table. Not a single page on the table. The king is not happy. Harry's father. Harry also didn't show up here so far. Have you noticed as well, my friends? Meghan. Harry is not, as the partner, he's not happy. She was worried about things, and she was trying to get a message out. And I'm going to tell you now what the message is. The week of the beginning of Ascot. There's the horse. There's the horse. When all the attention has been focused on the royals and on Catherine and on William and etc. She was worried that she's not getting the attention that she needs. And what better is it to and they're in troubled water, and they've got nothing to offer. There's no money coming in. No money coming in. But also, it could also tell me that if they don't, if they both don't show, and they both don't show with the children, it's going to be more issues for them. But the king is not happy about this announcement. And I'm reading this world and the Ace of Cups in reverse as my stars, my collectors, the people in the UK. They are not happy about this. And they are saying, what have these two grifters, these grifters? And I don't have to say allegedly, because the Netflix boss has called them grifters. Was it Netflix boss? Or whichever, one of their previous, they've called them grifters. And they didn't sue them, so don't even try and sue me. I'm going what has been in the media. Okay? And you people are saying there is no ways that we want them. We are so upset about it. But now look at the King of Cups here. Next to the Ace of Swords. And the 7 is the month 7. This is July coming up now. But this Ace of Swords here is telling me that even though the king is not happy about it, legally, he will have a lot more control over them. He will have a lot more control over the work that they do in those 7 months. Because if they are coming with the children, they will have to be on their best behavior. Or they will hide them again and just make little cameo photo opportunities. And she will probably try and get a photo with the king, with her and the children. But that is not going to happen. Here's the 5 of Cups. It's not going to happen. There we go. There's Windsor Castle. There's the 2 children. And that is... and in this instance, I'm telling you that this is the king. It looks like the king that's back is turned on those 2. And he's looking at all the toxic energies that have been coming from them. Especially over the past 5 years. And he's like, no, you are not going to get a photo with me and those children. You can try your damnedest. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. And the palace, if you are listening, please make sure that you tell the king not to take photos with those children, because they will be sold to the highest bidder tomorrow. Stick with what your mother did. No photographs with the children. Please, Charles, listen. There's opportunity. Why did I do this again? I wanted to look at underlying, but this just came out. This is almost telling me that the king and the palace is watching what is going to be happening. They are standing, they have got their plans already planted, and they have got future plans in action. They've already got a plan in action. They've already got a plan. And this just reminds me of standing, was it at St. James's or Palace or wherever where they do that, and the king gets told that he is now the monarch when they do the official announcement. It reminds me of that. Sorry, my brain is not thinking. You could hear me, I was emulating. You all know that's where they stand and then they go on their trumpets and they proclaim that Charles is now king. Type of thing. It will come to me probably when I finish the reading. But look here. Seven of Swords. All the lies. It is lies, lies, lies. And look here, how it's sitting underneath. Look here. Under the Knight of Cups, under the Lovers, under the Seven of Pentacles. It's all the lies. Look at the two sevens there, referring to the 7 months. We are going to hear some lies coming out. We are going to hear lies coming out. And they're going to try and spin us lies and yarns. And here is my absolute erratic, the erratic Harry. No direction. The no direction Harry. There he is. He's oblivious. He didn't know that this was going to come out. But look here. Well, I said there's no pages on the table earlier. There he is in reverse. It's got no legs at this point in time. We are just being bullied again. We are literally just with the 5 of Swords. We are just being bullied again. And look here. The Hanged Man. In reverse. They are trying to undo themselves. They're going to try and uncouple them from something. And here's the Charity. And they are blasting out trickster energy with the Magician again. And oh. Look here, I was just about to pack up. And it's popped. There's a time moment coming. It is going to be a disaster. It is going to be a disaster. And look here. Are we being presented with false news? Look, William. William is completely out of control. But it's also telling me that the Invictus games, that whole launch thing is also out of control. And Invictus might be trying to uncouple themselves. Invictus might be trying to uncouple themselves. Look, because look here. It's just come to me. Sorry, guys. It's just come to me here. As it came out. There's the Charity. We are being tricked about something. They are looking elsewhere. They are looking away from the Harry energy, which is sitting here. Sitting away. And I don't think Invictus is happy about it. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because again, they are taking away the spotlight off the games and making it about themselves. And this is going to bring a time. They are trying to undo themselves from it. And there's a tower moment coming. It's going to be absolutely erratic. And they are going to forget about everything that's in front of them. And they are going to look at what is being presented to them. I think Invictus is using this as a test run. I think they are using it as a test run to see how this launch is going to go. Because remember, a year is a long time. A year is a very, very long time. I mean, if you look at politics, a week in politics can feel like a month. A month in politics can feel like a year. And speaking of that, I just want to sit in the energy a little bit. There's something going on with Keir Starmer and his government and everything else. There's something going on. And I don't want to give away too much because we're still in this reading. But look here. No accolades. There's going to be no rewards. Absolutely no rewards. No. Yeah. And I think it's also going to be the end. Sorry, but just to get back to that, there's something very strange going on with Keir Starmer and what's going on with the Harry case and everything else, and also movements and ructions and everything that I've just sort of picked up snippets on, because I haven't had internet. I basically cut off from the world because everything here runs off the internet. And trust me, I don't want to use my mobile data because that disappears like that, and it is not cheap. When you go through that amount of data, you can go through, because everything on the boat is wireless and everything else. So I'm literally been experiencing a little bit of spottiness with the wire, with our Wi-Fi and everything. Don't know what's going on. I've actually got to get on the phone with them now and figure out what's going on, because it's literally been dropping in and out. So with the result is I've not really been watching a lot of stuff, and everything runs on Wi-Fi. And I don't want to use my phone because you go through 2 gigs like that, and I literally just have 2 gigs of data just for when I'm out and about. But everything else I've got unlimited special water ocean broadband, yes, so that's what I use. But it's been very, very odd the last day or so. So let me see if I can get this thing uploaded to the cloud and everything else. But I first got to edit it. But I don't know. Let's just have a look and see. I'll speak to you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please don't be too upset, because what I wanted to say, sorry, I'm all over the show, am I not? What I wanted to say is, don't think of him coming to the UK as a permanent settlement. He's not going to settle there permanently. Meghan does not want to live in the UK. She will use the connection to the royal family as much as she can, because without her, she is nothing. Nada, zero, zilch, nux. Feet all. So she will try and make use of this opportunity. But this is going to be for Invictus. And they will get the necessary security that they get when they're in the UK. Nothing over the top, like they want. It will be assessed. And that is why I also think that the king will be putting them up in a royal residence, not Greater Windsor Park, and a royal residence of minor status, where there is security, where there is all these things, but removed from the family and from William and Catherine and them, but where they can run the security. The king can run the security. So always look for a little silver lining. Always look for a little silver lining. Because if he's coming and they are going to be putting him up in a royal residence, it's going to be something of a minor status. Close by in Birmingham, somewhere. Not anywhere near where the king and them are, because then the king can sort the security out, and when they're on the royal grounds, they are protected, which will save the taxpayers money. Because now you don't have to have separate security for them, because the security is already there. So just have a look. William and the king have got a plan, and they can control them and have their little thumb on them, and they can have their little eyes and ears and little birds and little flies on the walls with information coming back to them. But trust me, the people in the UK and the people in the royal family itself and the royal household, not just the royal family, the royal household, does not want Marai back. And I don't think the king will allow it as a permanent thing. And when it comes to the children, she uses them as blackmail. Excuse me. She uses them as blackmail. But the king has gone past that point. The king has literally gone past the point. Just look what's underlying. A judgment in reverse. No more chances. I literally packed picked the pack up and I just turned it around when I was getting to this part. And, you know, how many of us have got grandchildren, or great-grandchildren, or nieces and nephews and things like that? And for some reason, it might be minor, it might be major, it might be just circumstances that the grandparents or the uncles or the aunts, whatever, live without them, without the nieces, without the nephews, without the grandchildren, and they just make peace with them, they just move on. Because what difference is it going to make? No difference. The only difference it's going to make to you is if you get yourself upset and worked up about it. That's the difference it's going to make. But if you resign yourself to the fact that I'm not going to see them, tough titties, let's move on. I've got 3 other grandchildren. That gives me absolute joy. So why must I worry about these 2? What difference is it going to make in those children's lives, or in the king's life, or in the cousin's life, if they see those children for an hour and they see them for an hour or for a week? Nothing. And it's just going to make them more. It's just going to cause problems for those children, is my opinion. Let me just quickly ask. I know this reading is going on a little bit longer, but let me just ask. And I'm putting this deck out quickly. If the children are coming, is it actually going to cause upset within the Sussex household with those children? Are they going to become a handful? And are they then going to start asking 1,000,001 other questions? Because at the age of 7, I remember at the age of 4, I was very inquisitive little boy. To the extent that I used to drive my father insane when he was doing woodwork and I was helping him in the garage. And I would just keep saying to him, but why? Maar hoekom? Maar hoekom? Maar hoekom? And he would give me all the answers, but why? But why? To the fact that our neighbour came across and said he'll give my dad a hand and take me off his hands for the afternoon so I can go and play with my neighbour's little boy. Uncle Truus was also busy with some stuff and everything else, and I wasn't really in the mood to play with Piet, my friend, because I was busy with my dad, so my mind was somewhere else, and so I was just asking and asking and asking, why? It was not half an hour, and I was dropped back off at my dad. Say yes. My dad just looked at him and said, I told you, you're not going to win him, you're not going to break him, you're just causing problems for yourself. And I was quite upset because I had to be taken away from a spot where I was comfortable. And what's happened to the card here? She thinks they're going to be victorious. There's Marai. She thinks she's going to be victorious with what she's doing. Nose in the air. Let's just have a look here. Is it going to do more harm? It's all about her. It's just coming here. It's all about her. It's all about Marai. Is it going to do more harm to the children? And is it going to cause issues within the Sussex household? If they go and they are just there for a few hours or for a day or two. Look immediately what's lying underneath here. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. they're going to wonder what's happened to their legacy. Why are they not in that legacy? Why are we not a part of this legacy? They're gonna want justice. They would want it to be justified. There you go. Six of Swords in reverse. It's just going to cause problems. It's just going to cause problems for them. There we go. The world upside down. Just a very quick one. And I just wanted to very quickly know with the children, is this whole issue going to be a problem afterwards if they go, is it going to be an issue in the Sussex household? And the cards are telling me yes, because it's all about Meghan. She is trying to pull all the attention towards her, using the legacy family, and the children are going to ask her, but look here, no, the only children that have shown up are these two little bugs in the Six of Swords. But she will have to justify. And the Six of Swords in reverse, it's just going to cause trouble. It's just causing trouble. And this is everybody in the world that's upset. And look here. There's the king as well. The father, the grandfather. Seven of Wands. They can't defend it anymore. They cannot defend it anymore. Look what has shown up here. And it's going to be foolish. And it's going to be the end of them. So, there we go. I might just leave it in one reading. I don't know, or I might split it up into two. I'll decide tomorrow when I do the edit. Yeah, it is just going to cause problems for everybody. The king is not happy because he is almost feeling like they're not part of the legacy. She wants to force him upon the legacy. Seven of Wands. There's no way that they can balance this. How can you balance this? And here's the lies again. And it's absolutely foolish to try and use a charity. It's in reverse. There's nothing charitable about it. It is just causing problems. Ten of Swords. It's just more and more backstabbing. More and more pain. More suffering. But look here, the kids, the children didn't show up at all. Two different decks, two different questions. The only time that they've sort of showed up was with the legacy. I don't know. So, no children have shown up except for them. So, look here. They are an absolute dire straits. They're in poverty. They are just... They broke as they say here in New Zealand. Sweet as and broke as. I'll speak to you soon, my friends. Sorry that this has gone on a little bit longer, but yeah, I just roll with it. I'll speak to you soon. Love you all, and let's see what the next reading is about. Bye bye.